Welcome to the Honest Hour. I'm your host, Luis Acevedo, founder of MOT Media and co host of MOT Today, which airs every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can't forget about MOT Sports, which airs every Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And today, we're here with the Honest Hour. We got a lot to talk about today, a lot to get into. There are so many topics to cover. But to get things started, I thought that this would be a good piece to talk about. We're going to have to use some coded language simply because the powers to be don't allow these words to be said. You know, there's heavy censorship going on. We've already experienced shadow banning and all that stuff on the other MOT page. So, going to try to get to the point here as well as good as we can using limited language since the AI, the controllers, whatever, are all very particular as to what can be said and what can't be said. So welcome everyone, welcome everyone. So this is the first thing that I wanted to go over. I don't think I'll share it. Yeah, I'll share it with YouTube and everybody else because it doesn't actually say the word, but gets to the point. So right here, so it has been discovered that many people, at least 2,200 people, celebrities, European elites, have faked their jabs, their COVID jabs. They had faked it, and now they're being found out and discovered. So all of those individuals who went on live TV, not all of them, but a good majority of them, guarantee there were some in America, went on TV, had it recorded via YouTube, live stream, whatever. I'll get to your question here in a second. And they got, whether it be like some sort of solution, something fake, a fake syringe, a lot of it was fake, as a lot of us predicted and called out that a lot of them would be fake just to push the agenda. And that's exactly what we're finding out. So, roughly 2,200 individuals, celebrities, and European elites were discovered to have faked their jab status. What's the subjects? What's the subject? We got multiple things that we're covering here today. The military and them supporting the Pride Month, England and what they're doing with stable coins, and Russia, China, Ukraine. Why is the military GAY? Because of this. So we'll just jump right into the first article that I really wanted to start covering today. But yeah, so that's just something everybody should know, that 2,200 celebrities and European elites were caught faking their jab status. And I guarantee you a lot more in the US did the same. And yeah, the truth is finally being revealed. So a lot of them didn't take it. Names. Okay, yeah, there are names. So one name is, this is a president of European pharmaceutical giant PharmaMar, Jose Maria Fernandez Souza Ferro, is one individual who was named in this account, but there are 2,200 others. But that's the one specific person who was named, and he's the president of a European pharmaceutical company. And yeah, so that's quite telling too. He's the president of a pharmaceutical company, and he even faked getting the jab because he knows how bad it is. He probably knows the truth about jabs in general and that nobody should get any of them. But right here is why I'm scared. Right. So right here is why the military is GAY. I don't know if I can say that word or not, or if I say it too many times, I'll get censored. So I don't know. I don't know how it works. But the U.S. Marines mocked over pride pageantry. I am scared. Well, don't be scared. That is GAY. With Pride Month upon us, it's not uncommon to see companies signaling virtue with rainbow everything in order to let the world know they support the LGBTQ community, lest they be considered unwoke. And so today, the U.S. Marine Corps said the following in a tweet: Throughout June, the USMC takes pride in recognizing and honoring the contribution of LGBTQ service members. We remain committed to fostering an environment free from discrimination and defend the values of treating all equally with dignity and respect. And then a lot of people went ham at that particular tweet saying, it's they're right, basically, like not they're right, but they're wrong. Like there should not be those people serving in the military, and I completely agree. However, I can play devil's advocate here, and it's gonna probably be an argument most people do not like. But if you want to allow the LGBTQ community in the military, it would save a lot of lives for those of us who can produce, who can reproduce. I'm very scared now. Those folks aren't a problem. Yeah, so if you put all the LGBTQ community in as military service members, the only good thing that comes out of it is it effectively acts as a kind of eugenics, and you allow for the breeders, the reproducers of the world, not to go off in war and die. So, I mean, that's an argument that you could have for it, but otherwise, it's completely insane. So, we already know that suicide rates are completely like terrible in the military. Oh my God, did you hear Russia is invading Slovakia and the kingdom? No, I did not hear that. I don't know how true it is. I'll have to look into it, but okay, interesting. So the suicide rates, I don't know. Anyway, so suicide rates in the military are extremely high. They've only gone up, right? Since about 2011 and onward, we've been seeing this huge increase in suicide rates. And I made this point years ago that allowing this was back when Trump was trying to ban transgenders into the military. You were my okay, big troll right there, big troll. This is back in the day when Trump was attempting to ban transgenders from joining the military. I made this point that the suicide rate amongst the transgender community is significantly high, like really high. And so that then would contribute to the increase of suicide rate in the military if they are military members. And we do know that military members now are coming out openly, right? Since we've allowed it. So now that you have transgenders in the military, the suicide rates are going to increase even more because they're already, they're mentally ill. And so that's another thing too. Like there's mental illnesses that are not allowed in the military, and yet we allow this, serious PTSD for many. They can't have back to door. Yeah, no, for sure. There are a lot of them who do suffer from PTSD. They did a lot of things that they regret, which I don't know that they should, and that is what happened. Don't call me a GI Joe, and no GI Jane. Yeah, right. And so the military shouldn't allow people who have mental illnesses in it, and yet they do. And that's the thing with the GAYs. I consider that a mental illness. I mean, it's funny because in China, they're so based. Like everybody wants to go against China and be like, oh, they're the communist country and they're evil. They're trying to take away our rights. But China over here recently made sure that they kept it. Yes, queens are mental, but so clean. Okay. um, so in this title, in this article, it says homosexuality can be called a mental disorder. Chinese court rules. So somebody in the LGBT community got offended that homosexuality was deemed a mental disorder in one of the Chinese textbooks. And the Chinese court was like, yeah, because it is, and it's going to remain that way. So China's pretty based in that regard. And, the person who, so there's a lot of people who work to get rid of the stigma of mental health with homosexuality. So you have Charles Silverstein. Coincidence? Stein, however you pronounce his last name, but a small hat nonetheless, right? Anyway, and then you also have Alfred Kinsey, which a lot of you, I'm sure, are not aware of, but he is known as the father of the sexual revolution. I do not recommend anybody do much research into this man. He's a sicko. He conducted studies which required the I don't really know how to word it. It's going to get pretty dark. But basically, he was a child abuser. He was trying to see mental health is caused by food. We eat mainly. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree that a lot of mental health issues are caused by diet, 100%. I do not disagree with that. But Alfred Kinsley, who is known for creating the Kinsley scale, which says sexuality is on a spectrum, and bringing public attention and popularizing the idea that homosexuality is natural, and everybody's bisexual. Yeah, that guy was a sick person. He is a sick person. He had a study done where he abused children to see at what age orgasms occurred. I guess I'll put it that way. I don't know any better way to put it. And children as young as 5 and even younger, he did those experiments on. And people laud him as if he's some sort of hero, but he's a sicko. And that's like, I mean, there's horror stories of people whose parents were involved in that philosophy, that school of thought under Kinsley, and they were sexually abused as children. Their fathers were like, "It's okay, we're a part of a sexual revolution." Yeah, he said 5. Yeah, it's disgusting. It's really disgusting. And he is the father of the sexual revolution. He's what was the catalyst, if you will, to get homosexuality removed from the DHMS or whatever it's called, where they have the mental health issues listed in there. And then now you see that transgenders being removed from that. Another thing that's in there is pedophilia. And so you guys kind of see where this is going. And that's ultimately the agenda. I mean, everybody talks about 1984, but nobody wants to really talk about the Brave New World and how disgusting that book is. Like they wanted sexuality to just be allowed. I read that book, every new issue. Nice. Yeah, so Brave New World talks about children engaging in adult activities and promoting it and saying that they encouraged it. And this all comes from the Kinsey school of thought. He's the one that normalized homosexuality, pedophilia, all this stuff, and many people are unaware of that. So when we see this movement where we got to allow, the GAYs, the G's, we'll call them the G's or the F's. We have to allow them in our society because we have to be tolerant. Um, and of course, they have to be in the military. I mean, who doesn't want a strong FAG next to them? Who doesn't want a strong FAG running into the battlefield with them? Who doesn't want that? I mean, come on, come on. I mean, other than the whole eugenics point that I brought up earlier, which is, kind of bad. Be right back, bro. Good content. Thanks, man. Thanks. So, like this shouldn't be allowed in the military, and it wasn't allowed in the military for a long time. And there's a lot of studies that have been conducted showing that, suicide rates in the military are really high. But do you know they're 2 to 3 times higher in the LGBT community that are in the military? So, like a large portion of the suicides do come from that community that are in the military. So, for their own good, they shouldn't be in the military. But also, for society's good, they shouldn't be in the military either. I mean, other countries look at us like Russia, and they're like the Americans. I can't do a good Russian accent, but they're like, oh, those Americans. I don't know what the hell I'm saying, but they have the GAYs, the GAYs to fight in their wars. And you don't think the Chinese are laughing at us as well? They still acknowledge it as a mental illness. China is based, I don't care what anybody says. All right. China's based, I don't care what anybody says. Russia's based, I don't care what anybody says. And I mean, look at Ukraine. Ukraine's losing the war because their president is a Jewish comedian who's also a cross dresser and dances to Beyonce songs in freaking tights and boots. Like, oh my gosh, rainbow sprinkles illegal. legal there. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I mean, come on, like nobody takes us serious. That's why the other thing too, like you don't want a woman leader because no country that's traditional, that's powerful, is going to take you serious with a female leader. That's why women shouldn't be allowed in politics. There's many reasons why women shouldn't be allowed in politics. Like it should just be men who are in politics, who are in leadership positions. As far as that goes, like I don't know about you, but all you guys in here, I mean, would you want to be under a female leadership if they were, in the military? I don't know what just happened, but we got kicked off of TikTok until September 6th. Wow. All right. So you guys just witnessed that live. Gosh darn it. Well, that is not cool. People were enjoying that too. But this is the second time that it happened. I don't know what we did. Hateful behavior. That's why we got banned every time, guys. I got to be better. I got to do better on TikTok. I keep getting banned. I keep getting all this stuff. So now we got what, 3 months? 3 months of being banned from TikTok. This is a bunch of nonsense. So now we're probably going to be shadow banned. It's, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Here we go again. Here we go again. I bet you somebody put that as hateful behavior. I wasn't even saying anything. I just said G's and F's. I should have been a little more tactful in my speech, probably. But anyway, yeah, so we're kicked off of TikTok Live again. You guys just witnessed it live. So that really sucks. We had a good audience in there, too. We had a good audience in there. We always have a good audience in TikTok, but now we're kicked off of TikTok once again. It actually makes me a little upset, but that's all right. We'll get back on there. Hopefully, it won't be another man. Just witnessed it live. That's the third time that we've been kicked off of TikTok Live. The third time, and that's probably going to stunt our growth on TikTok. Oh boy. Oh well. So that's what it is. But yeah, we'll just keep it rolling. I guess we'll. I mean, YouTube hasn't even kicked me off, and that's insane. YouTube has usually censored me before TikTok. Well, that's really cool. That's not cool at all. I don't want to be sarcastic about that. Hopefully, the appeal goes through. I don't think I said anything hateful. I was just speaking my mind. Let's see. You can go live next 9/6/2022. Well, well, well. We had many other conversations on here that did not get removed, but whatever. Just got to keep on going. That does it does hurt a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm a little gay for saying that it hurts to get off of TikTok, but whatever. So moving on from that whole military discussion, that whole topic there, the Bank of England has recently said that they are going to rescue the collapsing stablecoin issuers if they're big enough. So basically, that whole philosophy, that whole thinking of too big to fail, just like we try to save the financial institutions during the 2008 collapse, and we, bailed a lot of people out. Now that cryptocurrency has become a big deal and stable coins have become a really big deal, where people are parking their money during downtimes, such as we're experiencing right now in crypto. A lot of people are putting it in stable coins, and so you know that's why the Bank of England is going to try and help the issuers if the collapse takes place. And another reason why they're going to do that is to take over the stable coins, which is something I've been talking about for a long time. They're going to be taking over these centralized exchanges, and they will be the evolution of the financial system, right? A lot of people get it. A lot of people really, really do get it. And that's a good thing that they understand exactly where things are heading as far as the cryptocurrency world, digital currency, all that stuff. Not that cryptocurrency is bad or digital currencies are bad, but there are some concerns that should be made aware. And now the Bank of England is going to be taking, those stable coin issuers over essentially if they collapse, which could be a sign that they are going to collapse. Many of people have speculated that the stable coins they could depeg and they could start going down. And so, what if we see like a USDT go down, a USDC go down? Those things are real, and then the Bank of England would be uh, fixing it essentially. So yeah. Um, but other than that, I mean, I didn't really have a whole lot to really talk about today. Um, those were the main things that I really want to discuss. So this episode is going to be a little short. Um, yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on, but yeah, there's not going to be too much for me to cover today. Those were the two main topics that I really wanted to focus on tonight. Um, so yeah, it's not really even a half hour this show, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will be back here tomorrow. Much love. Peace.